How to prune sunflowers. Annual sunflowers, plants that only bloom once, typically do not need any pruning. However, sunflowers that are growing in groups may need to be trimmed to keep from knocking one another over. By comparison, perennial types of sunflowers will occasionally require a trim. Pruning helps these plants maintain a neat and tidy appearance during the summer months when they tend to get unruly. To prune your plants correctly, you will first have to know when to prune them. Knowing when to prune. Cut your perennial plants back twice a year. A good general rule for pruning perennial sunflowers is to cut them down to half their size in the late spring or early summer. Then, reduce their size again by a third in June or July. wh.performance.mark Step 1_rendered. Keep your warm climate in mind. Gardeners from warmer climates should prune Maximilian, swamp Helianthus angustifolius, and willow-leafed Helianthus salicifolius sunflowers to 2/3 of their original height in June. This procedure will keep these potential giants at a more manageable size and eliminate the need to stake them. Avoid pruning after the first blooms appear. Most perennial sunflower species bloom between mid and late summer. Gardeners should keep an eye on their plants at such times and refrain from pruning them after their buds start forming. However, the rules are slightly different for late summer blooming varieties. Late summer blooming types should be pruned back when they reach between 1.5 to 2 feet (0.5 to 0.6 meters) in height, because they will recover in a few weeks and bloom regardless of the cuts. Prune very tall varieties of sunflowers in June or July. Maximilian sunflowers Helianthus maximiliani and Mexican sunflowers Tithonia diversifolia should be trimmed in June or July. This will reduce the sunflower size from their typical height of 9 feet (2.7 meters) or greater to a much more manageable 4 feet (1.2 meters). Maximilian sunflowers can also be left standing through the winter months as food for the birds. If you choose to leave your tall sunflowers for the birds, they can be cut to the ground in the early spring to prepare the plant for new growth. Know that your annual flowers will not bloom again. Annual sunflowers can be trimmed back to the ground when they start to dry out and turn brown. They will not bloom again, so many gardeners choose to remove them from their gardens entirely.